Hello everyone, this is Erik Bryant. Welcome to the Erik Bryant Show. This is episode 11. And I'm finally going to get around to talking some wrestling here on this show. About an hour away from Monday Night Raw. As you know, it's now 3 hours every Monday night. I'm hoping it is better than last week. I thought that was kind of a letdown, kind of a disappointment, especially from the 1000th episode of Raw. But like I said when I was critiquing the 1000th episode of Raw, I know that 1001 is not going to be as good. But hopefully 1002 will be better than 1001. But let me get to a few things in my notes. And like I said before, in previous episodes, some of this stuff has been, I wrote down 3 or 4 days ago, maybe a little bit longer. So it might be a little more updated later on in in part 2 and in other broadcasts. As my son intrigued to see what I'm going to say. First, Sheamus is being booked similar to how Triple H was, by losing very few clean matches. If he loses nowadays with some controversy or a tag match, which of course he doesn't take the pinfall for his team. I think they're trying to build Sheamus up to be one of the next best young stars, along with Punk and Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler. So they're trying to maintain Sheamus' image as a pretty big, tough guy that doesn't lose very often, is still improving every week. They're trying to show that he is one of the dominant forces and should be around for a while and be one of the stars in the WWE. A lot of people think Sheamus is stale and boring, and they say the only reason he got his gimmick is because he's Triple H's workout buddy. And I thought that at first. His first title run when he beat John Cena in that tables match, I said, well, they're giving Sheamus the belt too quick, but he is buddies with Triple H. But I think Sheamus has worked harder and harder all the time, every day. He's focused on becoming a good athlete, a good star. I think Sheamus has improved, contrary to some people's disbelief on that. I think personally that he has improved and he has earned his spot. I like Sheamus as the World Heavyweight Champion, and I like him as a wrestler. So I think that he is good. I think they should be building him as one of the stars of the future. The Great Khali was at the UPMC Presbyterian Medical Center last Wednesday. Had been a brain surgery operation. He suffered a tumor in the pituitary gland, and it required 4-hour procedure surgery. He is doing well. The doctor said he should take at least 2 to 3 months rest to recover before he even tries to get back in the ring. Some people were trying to blame the injury on the WWE with the the tumors, the head trauma, and things like that. But while other people's opinion is actually that WWE actually, in a way, saved the Great Khali, because he was diagnosed by this while taking a wellness test for the WWE. And if you remember some years back, MVP, a former WWE employee, during a wellness test, it was learned that he had a heart condition. So that wellness test actually saved him a little as well. So the wellness test has its positives and its negatives, of course. And it helps save guys' careers, maybe lives, like the Great Khali and MVP. Wanted to give my thoughts on Impact, not from the last week, but from the week before, because like I said, I've been running behind on my wrestling news. The show started out with Sting talking about being the interim GM while Hulk Hogan is out. Hogan being attacked by Aces of 8. It became a segment between Sting, Austin Aries, Kurt Angle, Bobby Roode, and James Storm, with all those guys basically coming out saying that they were attacked by the Aces of 8 and they're going to come out and come out during the main event, which was Kurt Angle and Bully Ray. Are they going to be watching each other's back to make sure that the Aces of 8 did not attack? Bobby Roode actually accused James Storm of being the leader of the Aces and 8. Tag team match for the Knockout division. Gail Kim and Madison Rayne beating Mickie James and Tara after Earl Hebner with a questionable call, giving Madison Rayne the benefit of the doubt with a whole nasty storyline that Madison Rayne is in love with Earl Hebner, and now Earl kind of favoring her a little by giving her the benefit in a few matches. Sting told Austin Aries that he wanted him to choose the ¡1 contender for the X Division title. So Austin Aries picked 4 individuals. The Gut Check segment had Sam Shaw, the Gut Check contestant, facing and losing to Douglas Williams. I think the highlight of this match was Joey Ryan coming through the crowd and actually sucker punching Al Snow, who then chased Joey into the crowd. Austin Aries in the X Division segment, the 4 men he had in the room: Rashad Cameron, Sanjay Dutt, Dakota Darko, Kenny King, and he was going through who he thought should be the #1 contender for the X Division championship. Chavo Guerrero came out. He made his debut. I thought it was going to be in a match, but he actually was talking about being at TNA, and with the crowd reaction when he first came on, he said, "Well, I know where I should have been 2 years ago." Probably, Chavo. When you lost that first match to Hornswoggle, you should have probably got right on the phone and tried to go elsewhere. But it ended up being a segment with Kid Cash and Gunner interrupting. They jumped Chavo, and then of course Chavo had help from Hernandez. And TNA is the biggest. WWE does the same thing, but I think TNA is one of the worst at grouping people like with like cultures or whatever. So obviously, since Hernandez and Chavo are Mexicans, they're going to have to be in some sort of team or whatever. Kurt Angle and James Storm had a segment in the back where Angle kind of questions and asks Storm if he is the leader of Aces and 8. Storm denies it, so Kurt knows better. AJ Styles wrestled James Storm to a no contest. If I remember correctly, Aces and 8 came out and attacked AJ and did not attack James Storm. So that led further to the controversy. Then the actual Gut Check segment with Sam Shaw gets the TNA contract. Chaz was the deciding vote, and he said yes to him. Vima Ion defended the X Division title against Kenny King, who was chosen to be the #1 contender. For some reason at the time, Bobby Roode comes out and cost Kenny King the match. He then later on said that it was because it was Austin Aries' choice, and anybody who Aries would have chose Bobby Roode was going to intentionally screw out of their shot to become X Division champion. Main event was a pretty good one, back and forth. Kurt Angle defeating Bully Ray, and then Aces and 8 came out to attack. Austin Aries came out along with Sting, and then when James Storm hit the ring, Aces and 8 left the ring, and James Storm again was questioned by a few of the wrestlers as to his involvement, if there is any, with Aces and 8. I thought it was a fair show. It was pretty good. It was the first one I got to see since the whole Viacom DirecTV thing was corrected, so that was good. Also, Yoshi Tatsu a few days ago said he was upset that the WWE has held him back from several tours in Japan, where he hoped to raise some money for the 2011 earthquake victims. Also, his current position in the company, he's a little upset with his lack of growth as a wrestler and entertainer. He feels that they're not letting him grow his character and continue to build his character. Well, he's being used a lot on superstars and things like that, so not really seen on TV very often. WWE offered Kelly Kelly a 5-year deal, but she's yet to sign it. There are some reports that she will be back soon on Raw, maybe as early as tonight, as it is Shawn Michaels Appreciation Night tonight. I'll be ready for that, but I'm kind of reluctant because I did read on the website that both Triple H and Brock Lesnar will be in the building, so I figure the scenario is going to be Shawn Michaels getting a beat down on his Appreciation Night by Brock Lesnar, sparking that Brock and Triple H match even more for SummerSlam. Former TNA talent, former knockout Christina Von Eerie, she said it is difficult to get into the WWE as a diva because someone could always have a unique look or style that's better than the previous person that was just looked at. A girl working hard, she says a girl working hard should get her payoff. It's not fair to pick out a model and just say, hey, you're fine. And I agree with that. I think the WWE's done that a lot in the past. Kelly Kelly, the Bellas, they're models. They look nice. They're nothing in the ring, but hey, they look good. Even though I like this lady, Maryse was in the same category. But Christina Von Eerie, you know, she said she's a very talented wrestler. I've seen her wrestle on YouTube. She says that, you know, she has a lot of tattoos. So if, like, she goes for an interview, like, let's say WWE, and Vince McMahon or whoever is interviewing her doesn't like tattoos, then they might not pick her because of the look she has and all of that, which kind of, you know, isn't fair, but hey, that's how wrestling's been for a while, you know. It's just something that you gotta deal with, I guess. Ric Flair's daughter, Ashley Flair Johnson, she's now working in the FCW. Be interesting to see how long it takes for her to come up to the main roster, as Eddie Guerrero's daughter, Shaw, is down there as well, and I heard she is improving greatly. Marty Jannetty, he didn't show up for a Chikara show that he was supposed to show up for on the weekend in Massachusetts, and I guess nobody's alerted Reby Sky yet of that because she hasn't tweeted anything about how low life piece of shit Marty Jannetty is, the way she attacked Sid when he no-showed a wrestling event. Quickly, I just say, Reby Sky, who the hell are you? And what is it your business or right to talk about someone who's done far more in the business than you have and ever will? I guess she hasn't really talked about Marty Jannetty because when you really look at it, she's dating Marty. For those of you who don't know, she's the girlfriend of Matt Hardy. Enough said. But anyway, a majority of the WWE talent are unhappy with Raw being 3 hours of general filling in the locker room, and that the move is not a good idea in the long run. My opinion on that is, I think it is a good idea if you do it right. If you were to use that extra time, that extra hour, to develop some younger talent or to get some guys who don't get a lot of TV time on the television and let them have some time to develop, to grow, to showcase their talent and everything, then I think that last hour is a good thing. But if you're just using it for a social media frenzy, a tout Twitter, Skype, Facebook, YouTube party, then I don't think it's a good idea because they've been cramming the social media stuff down our throats long enough. You know what didn't happen at WrestleMania 3? Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant's Twitter handles wasn't underneath their name when they were coming to the ring at WrestleMania 3, and Gorilla Monsoon didn't keep saying trending worldwide, Andre versus Hogan. And also, finally, quickly, with Randy Orton back on SmackDown, CM Punk and John Cena won't have to be used on the SmackDown taping or in the dark matches. So Orton will be coming back to, I guess, take a main event spot back on SmackDown. Anyway, I'll be back for part 2 later, more wrestling news, and we'll see you then.